and a tear, but they will find out more Monday. Is definitely lost for the season, but like Coach said yesterday in the coach's interview, he come to weights yesterday and said he'll just be stronger for next year, Coach. So he's already going into that mindset of you know a lot of therapy and a lot of work to get back there. But that's too bad for Ian and the dogs. Big loss.
Well, that's one of the hazards of football is that it seems like that sport will cost more casualties, if you will, than any other sport with injuries. I want to remind everyone at the University Plaza Convention Center on October the 16th, 2019, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., there will be a football luncheon. And the Aurora High School football program will be inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. So if you have an opportunity, then you can go and be a part of that ceremony. Why, mark it on your calendar because these young men, they deserve every accolade that they get.
The more I've been talking around town, talked to another former dog last night, and I knew they'd come out in groves, but I'm hearing some good numbers planning for that October 16th day, and it's good for the program and good for everybody coming up there to Springfield and supporting the Hounds in such a
You,
glorious day.
yeah, you're absolutely right. It is very important that we support hound dog football. And if you have a chance to go into the sponsors and tell them thank you, why, that would be well read, as they could do a lot with their money, but yet they have chosen to sponsor the football program. So we still have about a little over 21 minutes remaining before kickoff. So let's take a break and we'll be back right after this. Mount Vernon, Missouri, we still have just a couple of minutes before kickoff. I want to remind you of a couple of things that the score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave a lasting impression. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our community tomorrow. This message is brought to you by Access Family Care. All right, Chad, you have a couple of things you want to bring to our attention.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody to never miss a Hound Dog football. There's 3 ways to catch us. First is watch at www.aurorawebtv.com. Your second one is listen on your radio at KSWM AM 940. And you can also streaming audio at www.radiotalon.com. Click on the streaming button and scroll down to KSWM button, and you'll be able to find us. And another quick thing, our normal partner Aubrey is up in Columbia, I believe,
It is.
competing in the cross country meet tomorrow, and we have a replacement. Jess Williams is doing our web TV tonight, so we're lucky. And once again, he's a alumni and a dog, so he's got a good seat here on the 45-yard line to check out the 39th annual Bell Bowl.
Isn't that the truth? 39th annual Bell Bowl, and that's what's going on the field now. As the Mountaineer Band is on the field, and I think they're getting ready to play the national anthem. And what we will do, excuse me, what we will do is remind you of this, that tonight's broadcast of Hound Dog Football here on the Talon Sports Network is brought to you in part by the Lawrence County Prevention Team. So we appreciate them as well as all of our other sponsors. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this. And Estes, and we are here in Mount Vernon, and what a night. Isn't this weather just absolutely gorgeous? And not really too hot. It is warm, but it's not too hot, and the players will have an opportunity to take some breaks now and then to make sure that they are hydrated, because once you're out there on the field, Chad, as you and I know, you kind of forget about everything other than the game. And
Oh yeah.
sometimes they have to remind us that be sure that these players are hydrated, and that's why the officials are in control of this game.
I mean, this is the type of game, and I'll be honest with you, this is just the way we feel over there in Aurora. If we didn't win another game this year, this is our Super Bowl. I mean, if you're not up for this game, then I don't know what to tell you. It's just it's rivalry week. I was talking with Coach Weldy yesterday, and a little history behind the Bell Bowl. A lot of you that are from Mount Vernon, Aurora, have known about some of the shenanigans over the decades and whatnot. But actually, Poss Jackson, old Coach Jackson, was the one that come up with the idea of the Battle of the Bell Bowl trophy. And anyone that was in the program back in the 60s, 70s, 80s knows who Poss was, and that's a neat thing that he was able to pass that on. And even years later, the name of the trophy is the Poss Jackson Bell Bowl Trophy. So that's an honor to him. So that's neat.
Yeah, a little information that we're really like to pass along to our listeners.
It looks like we got a decent little uh, number of people that made the trek down 60 here, or 39, excuse me,
Right.
over here to the new stadium, and it is a beautiful stadium here, Wayne.
Absolutely. This is the first time I've had a chance to sit in with the new facilities here, and press boxes are very nice as the playing surface. It's artificial surface, and but they tell me that this type of new surface, you can wear either sneakers or you can wear regular football shoes.
I asked Coach yesterday if there was any kind of change in the shoe, and he said no. It's just a matter of when you cut. It's a little different than natural grass, but for equipment purposes, there's no change for the dogs tonight.
So the Dogs and the Mountaineers is set to do battle here tonight, and we are still a little over 10 minutes away from the kickoff, waiting on both teams to resurface. We see the Hound Dogs, they are out on the field just as we speak, and waiting on the Mountaineers as they have their band and fans lined up, and mostly all students lined up, ready to greet them. So while they do that and while we wait, we will take another break and we'll be back right after this. have to do is be a spectator here because as the Mountaineers have been introduced, and they are introduced one at a time, and the sirens from the ambulance and the fire trucks and everything else, uh, all of a sudden we have all of these lights and sirens going on, and we see the Mountaineer side is jam-packed with fans, and we look across at the Aurora side, and it's almost full. So what a rivalry we have with these two teams. And you're right, Chad, it goes back for several years, and have an idea that you can throw the records out the window because when these two teams get together, it generally goes down to the last person that has the ball wins the game.
Yeah, like I said, I played in a couple of these. I'll be honest with you right now. I'm nervous, not because of the sirens and what. It's sitting over here amongst all this green. I'm not used to that, so it's a new day for me too. But yeah, the fans they got a lot of fans here. Our boys stood there in the end zone, let them do their thing, and now maybe we're ready to play some football. We still got a little over 6 minutes to go before they actually kick off and do the coin tosses. So I want to let everybody know some of the other Big 8 games here in town tonight, or in the conference. Reed Spring travels to Springfield Catholic. Marshfield is at Hollister. Rogersville is at Monette. McDonald County is at Nevada. East Newton snapped that 24-game losing streak last week. They're at Cassville. And a very intriguing game, Seneca at Lamar.
That should be an interesting game. And we know this. We know that Lamar is not undefeated anymore.
No.
As a matter of fact, they are what we would say just a regular football team. And gosh, that's interesting that we would talk that way about a team that's what, Class 2 or Class 3. And
right, Class 2, but last year went for a state record 8 championships
right.
in a row. What we say, they lost in the semis last year. They lost 2 games, and it was a off year for them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
isn't
come
that
on.
something?
Yeah.
So
yeah, should be interesting.
that should be an interesting game. And I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, not at all. But like we've talked about, any game in the Big 8, and you can't take a night off,
Right.
you're gonna be in a battle. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of green next week. We're home against Catholic, and that happens to be our homecoming. So that should be interesting. Reed Springs travels to Catholic this week, so the standings will be jumbled after tonight, I'm sure.
You know, that'll be an interesting game also, the Reed Spring Catholic game, because Catholic has a strong team, but anything can happen. Boy, that football bounces in a lot of different directions, so better put your A game on and your A game face on, and especially tonight as these two teams, as we had mentioned several times, anything can happen. And I think the Aurora Hound Dogs, I think they have as good a chance to win this game tonight. And it's not because the Hound Dogs are 1-3 and the Mountaineers are 4-0. It's just the rivalry, and you throw all of that in, and it really makes for an interesting game here this evening.
Yeah, and Mount Vernon, 2 years ago, made it to the championship game and come up a little short. Last year, they made a run and made it to the semifinals. So, what's that tell us? That they got some seniors that have been in some playoff games. So, should be very interesting. Tom Cox, it seems like they almost reload over here and, replace talent with talent. So, yeah, should be interesting, but like I said, these seniors, you remember these memories forever. So you leave it on the field for sure.
Oh, absolutely, and I'll guarantee you this, that they will leave it on the field tonight. Both teams out ready for the official in the white hat to toss the coin. The introductions are being made right now, and coaches are out with them. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take just a very quick break, and then we'll come back right after this. coin toss, and the Aurora Hound Dogs won the coin toss, but they elected uh, to go to the second half. In other words, to receive the kickoff. They are going to defend the south goal, and that's where the wind is coming from. So the Hound Dogs elected to kick off, elected to go on defense, and then that way they will get the ball to start the second half.
I like that.
I do too. I really think that's a good step, because what you're doing is you're putting your defense out there to try to stop this potent offense for the Mountaineers. So the Aurora Hound Dogs will defend the goal to our right. As you're looking at your radio dial, it'll be on your right. And the Mountaineers will send back.
And Mount Vernon comes in ranked 4th in the state in 3A. So they're definitely on a run here.
Well, it'll be interesting as we see Jay Lee back to do the kicking and back to receive. I believe that is Shipman for the Mountaineers. I think he is back there. It's hard to see these numbers, but here we go.
It looks like Shipman and number 23, Aaron Day.
So ready to do the booting, and Jay Lee, and now the ball is blown off of the tee.
No,
and
he tried it onside that, Wayne.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, it didn't go 10 yards.
Oh boy, that means that's where the Mountaineers are going to take over deep in the territory of the Hound Dogs.
Well, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think going into that kick, we were 4 for 5 on the year, which
right.
is shooting 80%, doing that's unheard of. So, you know, it's just like a return. Now let's just lock them down and start fresh here.
Well, Zach Jones, the quarterback, as he is back in shotgun, one back to his right, and I believe that is Martin. Here's a pass, and it is complete all the way down inside the 20, down to about the 17 or so yard line. And so just like that, the Mountaineers come out and flex their muscles all the way down to the, they're going to say now they're going to put it back on the, I believe, the 16-yard line. So that's where they will set it up.
Sims better hurry up and get off the field, or we're going to have, they did not call that.
No, they didn't. Here's a handoff straight ahead around the left side. He's going to get inside the 10-yard line, and that is the running back, and I believe that was Martin. So it'll be second down from the 9-yard line, 2nd and 3. Here's the snap. Here's the pass out to Martin, and he takes it into the end zone. And actually, that's Darter. So Darter takes it into the end zone, and just like that, after about 4 plays, and they score at the 11 minute and 5 seconds on the clock. So it didn't take them long to get on the scoreboard at the 11:05. And boy, wouldn't you know it, Chad, that they're going to line it up and going to set it down on the 10-yard line and try to kick this extra point. Waiting for the snap. We're still waiting. Now they get the snap, and there's the boot, and it is going to be no good. Somebody might have got a hand on it. And so
yeah, it looked like we had a number change tonight. Ryan Clark is wearing number 44 instead of number 54, y'all. For those that are here at the game and listening to us, Ryan Clark is number 44. And Ian Jackson, like we said, is out. Sean Jackson is also out. And Dalton Klein is out tonight. So the Hounds are actually dressing 26. And I'm not for sure on Mount Vernon, but there's 52 listed players in their roster. So I'm not for sure on how many of those are active, but another tall task tonight for the Hounds. And once again, Mount Vernon just comes out throwing it and slinging it, and no one's wrapping up, and not a good start for the Hounds tonight.
Well, is gosh, um, about 55 seconds into the game, and they score. So back to receive this boot for the Aurora Hound Dogs. I believe that's going to be Brendan Hall. He is in the center. Here's the kick, and it is going to be taken at about the 7, straight ahead to the 10, the 15, still on his feet as he gets across the 20 to the 25 and out about to the 27-yard line. So that's where the Hound Dogs will put it in play, as they will be going from right to left on your radio dial.
Yeah, the first quarter is brought to you by American Roof Restoration, serving Southwest Missouri since 1993 with residential and commercial roofing options. Please call 417-678-4541.
Well, here we go, Jay Lee, the quarterback for the Hound Dogs, as he is under center. In motion is Hall, and straight ahead and getting maybe a yard on the play out to about the 27-yard line. That
That's Cameron Savage on the carry.
is Savage. We knew that
He was one of them last week that switched from 74 to 47.
and so Cameron Savage on the carry. So here we go as the Hound Dogs line it up. In motion is Hall. Back to throw is Lee, and now he is going to fall at the 25-yard line. Feet went out from under him as he tried to make the cut, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 11 or 12. We're going to call it 12 yards. So Hound Dogs find themselves 3rd and long. So here we go. Let's see if they can convert. Under center will be Jay Lee, and in motion is Hall. He gets the pitch out, trying to turn the corner. Now he's going to throw, and the pass is incomplete, and had somebody right in his face when he tried to throw that ball, but one of the defenders for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, they pitched it to Hall there, and he tried to chuck it to Rollman. He was covered, but Hall was under distress when he threw it, and it hit the turf. It looks like Hounds are going to set up the punt. 4th down and 12 from the 25.
Yeah, 4th and 12, so they're back. Jay Lee back to do the punting. So the Hound Dogs will punt on 4th and 12. Here's the snap and the kick, and it is a line drive kick, and it's a squibber off the end of his side of his foot. It's going to go out of bounds at their own 48-yard line or so, 47 or 48-yard line. Not a real good kick.
No, I think it made contact with one of the Mountaineers on the line and barely got 6 feet off the ground, Wayne. I think they're going to give him credit for about 23 yards maybe on that punt. Mount Vernon's setting shop up inside the 50 here to start the next drive.
So here they come, and there's a snap, throw out to the left side. That is complete, crossing 45 to the 40, still on his feet, and he is going to be knocked out of bounds. He has the first down, and it's going to be down to about the 35-yard line. So he's going to...
Yeah, that's already Darter's 3rd catch. We've only been playing for less than 3 minutes. Somebody needs to get on him.
So quarterback Zach Jones brings his team out as he gets to play from the sidelines, splitting 3 receivers on the right side and 1 to the left. Here's the snap, and here's the pass out to, and it is complete. Out, I believe that was to Darter, and boy, were the Hound Dogs waiting on him.
Yeah, Noah Lamb come in and with the pop and no gain on the play. Maybe, actually, they're going to say loss of 2.
Yeah, lost 2 yards, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 12.
Good job by Noah.
The ball on the 37-yard line. Here we go as they line it up. Quarterback is Zach Jones waiting for the snap. Defense with a 4-man front. Here is a pass, and it is complete out to the right side. And the looks like it's going to be very close to a first down. Pass was caught by Miller of the Mountaineers, and that is a first down. Well, they make it look easy, don't they, Chad?
Yeah, and once again, no pressure by the interior defensive line.
Here we go.
Quarterback's having all time to throw, Zach Jones.
So Jones in the shotgun, waiting for the snap. He gets it. He fakes it, and no, he hands it off straight ahead down to about the 20-yard line. Going to pick up maybe 4 yards on the play. That was the running back, and I
think that was number 41, Braden Martin,
yes,
a
it
200-pound junior, bowling forward for about 3.
Waiting for the snap is Jones, the quarterback. He gets it, and now he fakes the handoff, and he throws, and it is incomplete. Pass intended out in the flats, and I believe that
Looks like there's a flag on the play.
was Morton, and there is a flag on the play.
Felix Barrientos Perez, though, had a little pressure there where Jones was kind of hurried to have to throw that ball. So that's the first time we've even seen any kind of pressure whatsoever from the Hounds.
And that was an illegal receiver downfield. So that's going to cost them as they push it back. The line of scrimmage was the 26-yard line, and they'll march that back to about the 36, I believe. And, well, let's see. They're still talking it over, the officials are, as to where here they come.
There's still 10 seconds on the play clock. They have plenty of time.
So waiting for the snap, here it is, and there's a pass out into the flat and down to the 10-yard line, or close to it, and that's going to be a first down for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, Mr. Darter with his 5th catch already in the first quarter. He is a 6'3", 175-pound junior, but we have to find a way to either double team him or get a body on him because he's got space. He's making the Hounds pay for it.
Yeah, he comes out of the game, and so lining it up on the left side will be Morton in his place. Waiting for the snap, he gets it, and he looks into the end zone, and it is incomplete. And good coverage by the Hound defense as they put a little bit of pressure on him, but they had the receiver covered. And so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from about the 10-yard line. So they just can, I think, get a first down. Well, maybe not. It's hard to tell from here. But it looks like the ball is right on the 10-yard line. So here is Jones, the quarterback, and he gets under center this time. Waiting for the snap, he gets it, and he hands it off around the right side, and the running back slips as he goes down.
Good tackle by Kyle Anderson, though, to stop him for a minimal gain.
Yes. So a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8. 6 minutes and 55 seconds remaining here in this first period. 6-0 in favor of the Mountaineers. So still waiting as they get the play in. Is brought in by Prescott.
Could be a passing play, but even if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up and get in some traffic lanes and knock something down here.
Here's the snap. Looking, here's a pass out, and it is caught out at the 5 to the 3. Still on his feet, and he is pushed back. And it looks like they're going to spot it at somewhere around the 2 or 3 yard line. It's going to bring up another penalty on the field.
Looks like that's against Mount Vernon. We'll take that penalty.
And we have a block in the back or holding. Couldn't tell which, but
that ought to push them back 10 yards to the 18-yard line, Wayne.
So I think that's going to go back to about the 18. You're right. That's going to bring up 3rd.
That's a big play. Big play for the defense.
23. So it's to the 23-yard line. So here we go. Mountaineers to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback in the shotgun formation, one back to the right. Here's waiting for the snap. He gets it. Looking, he was under pressure, and the pass is caught down at about the 7-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, but it's right in the middle if they would choose to go for a
I think they're
field
staying
goal.
on the field. No, I think they're staying out there.
I think you're right. I think they're not going to go for it. They'll probably go for the pass play. So it's 4th and 8 from the 8-yard line for the Mountaineers. Come on, defense. Let's see if we can hold them. Defense has come up on this play. They took over on the Hound Dog side of the field.
Get some pressure.
Here's the snap. Back and they're passing. It's going to be caught. And is it a touchdown? It is. On the very corner of the end zone. And it was caught. I have to see by.
Looked like number 20, Jagan Prescott.
So Prescott, who just brought the play in at the 5:36.
Yeah, I was hoping it was run out of real estate, but heck of a catch by Prescott there in the corner of the end zone to put the Mountaineers up 12-0, and it looks like they are at least pretending to go for 2 here.
I think they may.
Everything that goes through them, they come from the sideline each play, so they are going for 2.
So here they go, and back in
Whistle.
now the official blows his whistle, and a flag on the play, and we have illegal procedure. It looks like on the offense, so that would be on the Mountaineers, and
legal shift.
Illegal
I like
shift.
that they have a microphone. I don't understand that why every town doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Maybe the ref brings it with him. I don't know. Even
Well,
even when my daughters were in Mighty Mites, occasionally a
Right.
ref would have a mic, and it just makes it so easier for all the people in the stands to know what's going on. So will they kick it?
a timeout on the field. I have an idea that they may still go for 2.
You think so?
It's on the 8-yard line or 7-yard line. I can't tell which. But here they come out, and here comes the defense out for the Aurora Hound
It's about on
Dogs.
the 7 or 8-yard line, Wayne.
So it's almost like it's between the 7 and the 8. So they line up again, 3 guys on the right side, 1 guy on the left. And let's see if we can get some pressure on the quarterback. Waiting for the snap. And he gets it. Now looking, big pressure. And he throws it, and it is incomplete out of the end zone. And so the 2-point conversion is no good. And
yeah, Connor Shaw and Clayton Cordova, 2 seniors, got back there and got in the quarterback space, Jones, where he just had no chance but to throw it out of bounds out of the end zone there. So
yeah,
it's a small win for the Dogs to hold the score at 12.
5:36 remaining on the scoreboard here in the first period. 12-0 in favor of the Mountaineers from Mount Vernon. And it was interesting because, boy, the last 2 pass plays, there was a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he had to rush his throw both times. But on the touchdown play, it was just a perfect throw because he had to put it right in the corner of the end zone, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, they're finally getting a little pressure. They've only ran the ball, I think, 3 times, and I got that he's already thrown at least 8 times, and he's got 6 or 7 completions. So that's definitely their offense.
Here is the kickoff, and it is taken by Hall, and he is up to about the 20, crosses the 20, out to about the 22-yard line. And that's where the Hound Dogs will put it in play. So out comes Jay Lee as he will handle the quarterback duties once again.
A couple quick updates. Springfield Catholic and Reed Spring are tied at 7. After Catholic scored, Reed Spring ran back the kickoff, and it's 7-7 in the first quarter. East Newton with an early 7-0 lead against Cassville in the first quarter. So they're
Wow,
playing with some confidence.
that you're not a kidding. So here we go to the line of scrimmage. Under center is Jay Lee. In motion is running back, and now here's a handoff straight ahead. Not much running room, maybe a yard on the play. So that's going to bring up second, and we'll say about 9.5 yards. So
East Newton just took a 12-0 lead, they said, against Cassville.
now that is interesting. That is interesting. Here we go to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to call it 2nd and 10 on the scoreboard. Waiting for the snap, Hall in motion, and down the right side is Lee as he tries to turn the corner. Now he throws, and it is caught, I believe. Nope, they're going to say he did not catch it, did not hang on. So that will bring up 3rd and 10. And here comes the Hound Dogs as they line
Yeah,
up.
Jay come around the side there and hit a receiver in the clear, but tough attempt there. Brings up a long 3rd and 10, Wayne.
Yes, it does. 3rd and 10. Split the right side and split the left side. Two backs, or actually one back is slotted on the left side. Here's the snap and big pressure as he is hit, and the ball is incomplete on the throw, and he was hit as he released the ball, so the ball just fluttered out and was incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th and 10 from the Hound Dog 23-yard line.
Yeah, that last pass was intended for Jacob Jordan. He was coming across the middle, but Jay was in duress and just gave it a chuck, and unfortunately incomplete, and Jay's back to punt again.
Back to receive for the Hound Dogs, or I should say the Mountaineers, and the ball is kicked, and it is going to fall dead at about the 46-yard line of the Mountaineers. So they start once again in very good field position, just 4 yards from the 50-yard line. So 4 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock, 12-0 in favor of the Mountaineers. And they will set up shop. 4 minutes, 28 seconds. The clock will start on the snap. So the official coming in and getting things straightened out. Now he takes his position. Back in shotgun is quarterback Jones. And now whistle, and what do we have? And we have a whistle. I'm not sure what this is all about, but offsides on the defense. So offsides on the Dogs, and that will cost them 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and 5 from the 49-yard line. So they are in Hound Dog territory. Waiting for the snap is Jones. He's looking out into the flats, is complete. And here's still on his feet. He breaks one tackle, breaks two, breaks another tackle, and gets to the 50-yard line. He's going to be dumped there.
Blocking the back.
We have a flag on the play, and Chad says it's a block in the back.
I think he ran about 25 yards and would have got maybe positive 2, but I think this one's going back.
Yeah, let's see what they're going to call. It's a push or a block in the back, I guess. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty, or it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Now they're still marching it off, and I guess it was from the spot of the foul, and that's going to push it all the way back to the 32-yard line. My goodness.
I'm not for certain. It was on the 48, so yeah, that would be
That's
a 15-yarder.
yeah.
Must have been some kind of personal foul of maybe a defenseless or tackler, guy pushing the back maybe. No.
Well, whatever, it was from the spot of the foul, and that's why they marched it back all the way to the 33-yard line. Here's the snap, same play out in the flats. Turning the corner is the ball carrier, and he is going to get all the way out to about
No. It's like a late flag come in on the Hound Dog sideline, and I'm guessing they're going to counter that with a late hit on the sideline against the defense, Wayne. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, they've got it back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Would have been about a 10-yard gain, but I think, yeah, we're going to go from the 27 to, I'm guessing, the other side of the 50 again.
So that's what it was. It was a late hit out of bounds, and that's going to cost them all the way down. It's going to give them, looks like, close. It will be a first down, I assume.
It was 1st and 22 from the 27-yard line. Now we're on the 43-yard line.
So, my goodness.
That's a 30-yard penalty right there.
From the spot, and you're exactly right. It was a 30-yard penalty. Waiting for the snap. Here's the quarterback, and he gets it. And around the left side is the running back, and he is going to be hit and dropped at about the 35-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's across the field, and they're going to spot it right on the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 2. 3 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock. 12-0 in favor of the Mountaineers, and they are threatening again as they have it 2nd and 2, and waiting for the snap. And there's a pass, and it is caught, and breaking one tackle at the 30 to the 35 to the 20 to the 15 to the 10, and a touchdown. So he went backwards to the 35, got free, and went all the way down and scored. And I'm not sure who that was, but
I believe that was number 20, Jagan Prescott.
So Prescott again
yes.
At the 3:48 mark.
Number 20, Jagan Prescott, touchdown.
And that was I guess a
35 yard.
Or I'm sorry, 35 yard, yes. So just like that, and now they will line it up, probably go for 2. But let's see if they do. Yes, they are. They're going to try again for the 2-point conversion. So here's the snap, and the quarterback looking, and he throws it, and it is good. And it is caught, I believe that was
number 12, Mason Belay.
Mason Belay, yeah, for the 2-point conversion.
That makes it 20-0. Mountaineers with 3:48 left in the first quarter.
So 20 to Zippo, 20-0. The Mountaineers up with still 3:48 left on the clock here in this opening period. And we're going to take a little bit of a break and give these young men a chance to hydrate.
Maybe let our defense take a break for a second.
Defense have spent a lot of time on the field. So at the 3:48 mark, a 35-yard pass to Prescott, and he takes it in from the right side, broke one tackle, came back to about the 35, and then down the sideline he went. And he was untouched, really, till he got to the end zone. So,
Prescott was first team All Big 8 last year, Wayne. So he's definitely earned that merit tonight. Two more TDs to add to his career total.
Here's the kick, and it is coming down to one of the upbacks. He picks it up and tries the right side. Gets
Roman's
across the line
got
of
some
scrimmage,
room.
and he has some room. And down the sideline he goes, and he is tackled at the 45-yard line. So what a job that he did. And I'm going to have to find out who that was.
That was Roman.
So Roman, what a job Roman did.
Yeah, initially receiving it, it hit the turf and he picked it up and took off around the right side and had a blocker or two, and best starting position for the Hounds so far tonight.
So here we go at the 44, their own 44-yard line. Under center, or actually is Jay Lee. He is under center. In motion is Hall. And here is the handoff, and it is out to midfield, out to the 50-yard line. Actually, it's going to cross midfield just barely, about the length of the football, and it's going to bring up second and about 4, I believe. 4 or 5 yards on the play. So,
I'm sorry. I was just saying, once again, the first quarter is brought to you by American Roof Restoration, serving Southwest Missouri since 1993 with residential and commercial roofing options. Please call 417-678-4541.
here is the snap, and the handoff is straight ahead, and not much there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up third. So 3rd and 4. So it would be nice to get a first down here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Savage up the middle for no gain, and still 3rd and 3, very obtainable for the Hounds.
So they do give him, I guess, forward progress is what they call, and the ball looks like it's still on the 46-yard line, but here they come to the line of scrimmage. In motion is Hall. Down the right side and tackle behind the line of scrimmage is going to be Jay Lee, and he really didn't have much of a chance on that play. I mean, they swarmed him. So that's going to bring up 4th and 6. He lost 2 yards on the play. So back to punt will be, well, we assume. Maybe not. Yeah, Jay Lee is going to drop back to punt.
Yeah.
So with about 12 seconds on the play clock and 1:48 on the game clock, here's the snap, and here's the punt, and it is
nice.
Oh, a great punt. It's going to go down to about the 10-yard line. So that's where the Mountaineers will put it in play, and the clock is stopped at the 1:34 mark. So that's where the Mountaineers will put it in play. The score 20-0 in favor of the Mountaineers, as they will line it up, and it is on their own 10-yard line, so 90 yards away and just barely over a minute and a half as they stretch it out and to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback Zach Jones, as he brings his team up, looking over the defense, waiting for the snap. He gets it. Now he's looking. There's a long pass downfield, and it is incomplete. And the receiver fell down as he tried to run over the defender.
I almost thought Miller initiated the contact with Wittenborn before Wittenborn attempted on the interception, but
well, I guess what the official said was 2 players going for 1 football, and it was incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Here come the Mountaineers to the line of scrimmage. 2 players to the left, 2 players to the right. Motion. Here's the quarterback back, and he throws back to the left side, out to about the 10 to the 15 to the 20.
Who was that?
And he is going to be hit and dropped. Looks like he may have the first down.
Yeah, that's Cameron Savage come in to clean up that tackle, even though it was a first down. One of the hardest hits I've seen the Hounds hit tonight. Good tackle, keeping it at a minimal first down gain.
Clock is running, 1:08 on the clock. Here we go to the line of scrimmage. Motion to the right side. Here's a handoff up the middle, and he is going to be hit and dropped.
Good
For
job.
very little gain, maybe even a loss of a yard on the play. Good job up the middle, and I believe that was the big guy.
That was Cordova and Perez on the tackle there.
Bring up
-1.
2nd and 11. Good job, defense. 35 seconds on the clock as it continues to run. To the line of scrimmage, 2 men to the right, 2 men to the left, motion back to the right side. Here is the quarterback, and he drops it off out into the flats and is caught, bringing it out to about the 27 or 28 yard line. Not much on the play.
I think that'll be the last play of the quarter, Wayne.
I believe it's down to about 5 seconds on the clock, and both teams are watching, and that's going to do it. So the score at the end of the first period of play, the Mountaineers from Mount Vernon 20, and the Hound Dogs from Aurora nothing. Back right after this 1 minute timeout. Nothing. So the Hound Dogs on defense and did a good job holding on this series of downs, even though the ball is out to the 28-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. Let's see if we can hold. 3rd down 4. Here come the Mountaineers bringing the play in. I believe that was Prescott. So waiting for the snap is the quarterback Jones, and he gets it and throws it out in the flats, and it is caught.
Good tackle by Kyle Anderson, or Weddenborn, I'm sorry, on the tackle.
At the 32-yard line, so good job by the defense, although that is a first down. Just underway here in the second quarter. So the Mountaineers on the move once again. 11 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock. Here they come to the line of scrimmage. Jones, the quarterback, in the shotgun, and now he drops the ball, and he's going to recover it at the 30-yard line. So he tried to fake a pass, and the ball slipped out of his hands. So he looks like he
that
may
an
have
incomplete pass.
And
what they called that.
So
I guess his arm was going forward.
Yes.
The ball hit the ground. But at this point, we'll take it, Wayne.
So that's an incomplete pass. So he tried to pass, fake it, and the ball just slipped out of his hands and thought it was a fumble, but the official said no. Waiting for the snap is Jones. He gets it, and he hands it off, really, around the left side, and still on his feet as he gets out across the 40-yard line out to about the 43-yard line. And that's going to be awfully close to a first down. And they say it is a first down. So the Mountaineers on the move.
You're looking over there in the Hound Dogs business section there, Wayne. It's filled up rather nicely.
It did. There's a lot of people, a lot of support for the Hound Dogs. Zach Jones back, waiting for the snap. He gets it. Now there's and a whistle, and they're going to bring that play back.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So they have had 2 men in illegal procedure.
Motion.
So I don't know if it was 2 men in motion at the same time, but whatever, that's going to cost them 5 yards. Bring up 1st and 15. Ball back at the 39-yard line. So, waiting for the play to be brought in, or they called it from the sideline. Jones, the quarterback, waiting. He gets the snap, back, looking, and the great play. The pass was knocked down, and what a play. And I believe.
Yeah, that was one of the seniors, Leo Torres.
So Torres was right there with the ball carrier and hit him in the back and jarred the ball loose. So it's 2nd and 15. Good defensive stand. Come on, defense. Mountaineers on their own 39-yard line. So Zach Jones, the quarterback, waiting for the snap. Still waiting. Looks over the defense. Now he gets the snap. Here's the pass out into the flats. It's good. Caught and up to about the 45-yard line to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 10. So the Hound Dog defense stiffened up. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and long. They're going to say 3rd and 9. The ball is right on the 45-yard line. 3rd and 9. So come on, defense.
Yeah, get some pressure.
Need a stop here.
Got one-on-one out here on the outside.
Here's the
Look
snap,
out.
and the pass is complete out into the flats and across the 50 to the 45 to down about the 44-yard line. That's a 1st down for the Mountaineers. Boy, they make it look easy. Come on, defense. We can do this. Waiting for the play. So Zach Jones, the quarterback, by himself now as 3 people split to the right side, 2 to the left, waiting for the snap. He gets it now. He keeps it straight ahead, and he is going to be hit and dropped at about the 43-yard line. Gain of a couple. Bring up 2nd and long, 2nd and 8. 9 minutes and 55 seconds on the clock, game clock. But the play clock has about 17, 16 seconds, so plenty of time for Zach Jones. Here is the handoff in the flats out to Prescott, and he is going to be hit and dropped at about the 41-yard line. So that's going to bring up, again, 3rd and long.
Good tackle by Noah Lamb there to keep the minimal gain to 2 or 3 there. Brings up another 3rd and 7. Wayne.
3rd and 7, so a 3rd and long. Not as long as 3rd and 9, but still long, 3rd and 7. We're at the 9-minute, 10-second mark here in this 2nd quarter. Splitting the left side and splitting the right side. One back to the right in motion. Here is the snap, and the pass over the middle is incomplete. And it was closer to one of the defenders than the ball carrier. It's going to bring up 4th down, and they're in 4-down territory. So they probably will go for this.
I would guess so.
Bringing in the play is Volley. Here they come to the line of scrimmage. 4th and 7. Come on, defense. Zach Jones in the shotgun, waiting for the snap. He gets it. Good rush up the middle, and the ball is caught at the 30 and pushed back. They say they're going to give him the 30-yard line, but that is a 1st down as the ball was caught, I believe, by...
it was Prescott again.
Yes, by Prescott. I was looking for his name, and sure enough, he was the one that caught it. So that's a 1st down. 1st down, ball on the 30-yard line, just barely touching the 30-yard line. Here is Zach Jones waiting for the snap. Still waiting now. He gets it. Now he hands it off to the left side.
Fake.
And hit and tackled in the backfield. Will be, I believe that is Shipman. And he is thrown for a loss.
Leo Torres in the backfield again for the Hounds.
A couple of yards to bring up 2nd and 12.
Good play by Torres. He's been back there a couple times.
So 2nd down and a long 12, maybe a short 13. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Two backs in the backfield on either side of the quarterback, and now he throws it out into the flats, and down the right side he goes, and he is going to be hit and dropped inside the 15-yard line, or actually we're going to say right on the 15-yard line. So that's a first down, 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. 7:30 on the clock as they come to the line of scrimmage. Going to split the right side. Still waiting about 8 seconds, I should say, on the play clock, down to 5. Waiting for the snap. He gets it. Here's a pass out into the flats and into the end zone. They're going to say he is short down to the 1-yard line. It's going to be a first down, first and goal from the 1-yard line. Pass was complete to Darter. So first and goal from the 1-yard line at the 7-minute mark. And now we are under 7 minutes. Waiting for the snap. Under center is Zach Jones. And he just takes it, pushes it straight ahead. Did he get in? They haven't given the signal yet. And they're going to say no, he did not get in. So it's going to bring up 2nd. And he got about a half a yard on the play. That's where his knee hit. 2nd down and goal.
Inside the 1.
Inside the 1-yard line. Under
penetration here.
Under center is Zach Jones, waiting for the snap. And he gets it and straight ahead. And did he get in? Yes, he got in at the 6:17 mark. And from actually about a half a yard out. We'll give him 1 yard on the play, and they will try to kick this one. So it is 26-0 going for the kick, and that will be Shipman doing the kicking. Snap back, still waiting, I should say, for the snap. Now they get it. Now they're going to fake it and come back the other way, and wide open in the end zone. And the 2-point conversion is good. So was good.
That was Darter.
Darter again. And at the 6-minute, 17-second mark, it is now 28-0. 28-0 as Mount Vernon.
Yeah, Darter's got 6 catches for 75 yards and 1 touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Prescott's got 2 touchdown catches. And Jones just rushed one in. That was their first rushing touchdown of the night.
They sure like to pass the ball, don't they? That's pretty much their offense. And I think probably if they get the ball back this second quarter, they may keep it on the ground to try to run some clock.
Yeah, I got him for at least 18 attempts and 12 completions in the first half, and there's still 6:17 left in the half.
Well, back to receive is Hall. Here's the boot, and it is going to go to the up man on the right, and he gets to the 15, to the 20, out to the 25, and crosses the 25, out to about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that was Mason Patterson on the return. Put him back there and got about a 20-yard gain. And
so good job by Patterson as he brings it out to about the 20, well, they're going to say the 27-yard line. So that's where they'll put it in play. 6 minutes and 9 seconds remaining before halftime. 28-0 as the Hound Dogs come to the line of scrimmage. Under center will be Jay Lee, and he is waiting for the snap. He gets it, and straight ahead, the ball carrier, and he's going to get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it, and that's Jay Lee. So Jay Lee gets maybe, well, they're going to say no, back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to say maybe a half yard on the play, but not so. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line.
Hounds are still searching for their first down of the night, Wayne.
Yes, they are. Still trying to get that first down. Under center, Jay Lee, waiting for the snap. In motion is Hull. And here is Jay Lee pitching it up, and it is caught. And out to about the 35 to the 36-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and about a yard. So good job out in the flats.
Like
and that was Patterson.
Caught the Savage.
Oh, was it Savage?
Yeah, it was Savage.
I guess Patterson was there, and he threw the block for him. Here we go. 3rd and 1, and straight ahead, and is Lee, and he is still on his feet, and he is going to be dropped down at about the 45-yard line. So he's going to pick up about 7 or 8 yards on the play.
Can we tell them move those chains? First down for the Hound Dogs.
Right. 28-0 with 4 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock. So the first down comes at the 4:49 mark. Let's see if we can capitalize on that. Here we go to the line of scrimmage.
Looks like there's 6 on the play clock. Hounds better hurry. 4.
And now a whistle and a timeout, I believe.
No, it's
well, no.
the clock.
They
Tell them to
reset
reset it.
They reset the clock.
We'll take it.
You bet. They reset the clock, and I don't know if it was set at the 25-second mark or not. But at any rate, Jay Lee under center. In motion is Rollman, and here is the handoff. And boy, you talking about somebody in the trenches.
Savage got met at the line of scrimmage, and tough 1-yard gain on the play.
Boy, oh boy. And I mean, he was met and was dropped almost immediately. That'll bring up 2nd and 9. So 2nd and long, split the right side, and that's going to be Rollman, I believe. Here is, actually Rollman in. Be careful, because I mean, he is being rushed, and the pass is, I don't know if it was incomplete, intended out in the flats. So, well, they're going to say it was complete.
No way was that complete.
No, you're right, it wasn't. They're going to bring it back to the original line of scrimmage. They were walking down the 50-yard line, and I thought, good night.
I think the ref was lost.
So that's 3rd and 9. Here we go to the line of scrimmage. 3 minutes and 53 seconds on the incomplete pass. Clock will start at the snap. And here is the snap out into the flats. The ball is caught at the 50, crosses midfield, and now a fumble.
He's down. The ref's saying
he
was down.
So they're going to give him forward progress to the 48-yard line, I believe. And that's going to bring up 4th and about 3 yards, it looks like. 4th and 4, they're going to say. So 4th and a very short 4. It's almost 3 yards. The ball is almost touching the 48-yard line. Here we go. They're going to go for it. And let's see if we can do. Need 4 yards, guys. Waiting for the snap. He gets it. Back looking,
I see
and
a
a
hold.
flag on the play. And here is the ball carrier. He's going to get across the 45-yard line. That's Lee. And let's see what the flag is. And that may be on the Mountaineers. If it is, that's going to be an automatic first down. So let's see what they say.
I thought I saw a hold on the outside, but from where the flag came,
It is
no.
it is a illegal block below the knees on the offense. That's going to be on the Dogs. So they will accept this penalty because he had the first down. So the ball depends on where the penalty took place. They're going to march it all the way back to the 35-yard line.
Wow.
So it happened about
Wish they saw this over here on around the 50-yard line. The defender grabbing our man, but.
So the 35-yard line, so it's going to bring up 4th and 20. And
we might have to call a timeout here.
We're going to have to punt it
running
now.
off. No, he got off.
Here's the snap, and he is going to run it. Now he's going to pass it. There is a long pass downfield, and it's incomplete. So that will bring the ball back to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Mountaineers will take over. And, I mean, you're down 28-0, and we're not quite at the half, so why not?
Well, I was looking for who the intended receiver was.
Yeah, I think that may have been Rollman. Looked like he was down there. So that's where they will put it in play, the Mountaineers. Bringing the play in from the sideline will be Justin Moore as the Mountaineers line it up. 3 men to the right side, 1 to the left. Here's the snap, and there's the snap, or the pitch out to the right side, and down to about the 31-yard line or so will be the ball carrier. He's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play. Bring up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6 from the 31-yard line. Mountaineers hustling to the line of scrimmage. In the shotgun formation is quarterback Zach Jones waiting for the snap. He gets it and he hands it off to the left side and breaking the tackle at the 30 to the 30 to the 25.
Oh yeah, they called the hold.
And,
They'll call that one back, Wayne. There's multiple flags. They caught him that time.
So the official will signal what the penalty is. It is holding against Mount Vernon, and so that'll bring the ball back. And the holding took place, it looked like, somewhere in the neighborhood of about the 32 or 3-yard line, and that will march him back to somewhere around the 43-yard line or so. Depends on where the penalty took place. And, well, they said it was on the Mountaineers, but now they're saying it's 1st and 10. And
well, they took the touchdown away, though.
Yeah, they did. And the ball is on the 22-yard line. So it was down close to the goal line, evidently, where the penalty took place. And now again, ball carrier is going to be tackled just short of the 20-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and about 8 from the 21-yard line. Ball was on the 23, so we'll give him a couple of yards.
Still, I've seen some hounds trying to tackle with their fingers. You got to wrap up. You can't leave no space. Wrap up, take care of your job.
1:35 on the clock. So maybe we can hold him before. Here's the snap, and quarterback back looking and into the end zone.
Wide open
is the touchdown.
Darters.
and that is Darter. So Darter gets it, and 20-yard pass play to Darter. So that's a 20-yard pass, and they will go for the extra point. Waiting for the snap.
I
Back
don't
to
know
do
if there
the
was blown
kicking.
assignment there, but he was wide open, Wayne.
Yes, he was. He was, wide open. So Shipman will do the kicking, waiting for the snap. He gets it. The ball is up, and it is no good. So the kick failed. And that will run the score up to 34-0 in favor of the Mountaineers. 1 minute and 28 seconds left on the clock before halftime, as these two teams, part of the
Now
Big
they're
8
shooting
Conference.
T-shirts in the crowd now. They're having
Yeah.
some fun over here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're have one of these cannons, I guess, or maybe somebody's throwing it up there, but they're tossing some T-shirts.
Maybe they could throw some hot dogs in there and shoot one up this way.
1:28 on the clock, 34-0 in favor of the Mountaineers. And we knew this would be a handful for the Aurora Hound Dogs. But listen, these kids, they're coming out with the idea that they can score. They only have 1:28 on the clock, and they will receive the second half kickoff. So here is the approach and the boot, and it is a high end over end kick, and it goes all the way back to the end zone. And when it goes to the end zone, they cannot run it out. So that is where they will put it in play on the 20-yard line. So, the Cassville score is still, Cassville has failed to score.
Reed Springs beating Catholic 21-15 at the half. Monette's up big on Rogersville 32-0. And East Newton is beating Cassville 7-0 at the half. Matt County's up 21-0 against Nevada at the half. For you Marionville fans, they're up 30-0 against Diamond. Miller's beating Ash Grove 35-0.
Here is the snap. Down the left side goes Jay Lee, and he pitches it back and down on the ground, finally at about the 14-yard line.
We haven't announced it yet, Wayne, but we're going to make somebody's day here at halftime and give away a couple things here coming up shortly.
I said the 14, it was a 24, and they gave him the 25-yard line. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 with 55 seconds on the clock before halftime. So the Aurora Hound Dogs will receive second half kickoff. 8 seconds, 7 seconds on the clock, the play clock. Here is motion by Hall. Looking back, there is the pass, and it is caught and dropped almost immediately as he crossed the 20-yard line. So I think he's going to have the first down.
Yeah, that reception was by freshman Dante Floyd.
So Floyd getting some playing time. We have a lot of freshmen on this squad.
Yes.
I think we said
they're going to give us our second first down of the night. Got to find something positive here going into halftime. Like you said, we get the ball back. We got to stop the bleeding, regroup, and get on that, crack the code to that scoreboard.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. It's actually just short of the 31-yard line. With 35.4 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Waiting on the players. They called timeout. Actually, I think that's a timeout by the officials to give these players a chance to hydrate themselves. 35.4 seconds, 34-0 in favor of the Mountaineers over the Aurora Hound
Out of
Dogs.
the timeout, it's Aurora
So
football.
it is a first down.
First and 10 for the Hound
And
Dogs
let's
from their
see.
own 30-yard
Will
line.
they go deep? We shall see. They will split the right side with 2 players. Now slot the right side also as Jay Lee under center calls the play, gets the snap under pressure, and he's going to be hit and dropped. And the ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to say he was down.
Quarterback sack by number 41, Braden Martin.
And he is going
Clock
to
is
lose.
still stopped.
Yeah, the clock is still running, so
Let it go.
that'll be the last play of the half as the Aurora Hound Dogs are walking back, and it's going to be second and about 17. So they're not even going to put the ball in play. So that's going to do it here at the half, and the score 34-0 in favor of the Mount Vernon Mountaineers. So we'll be back to give you some halftime stats and get your dialing fingers ready because we do have some giveaways ready to give away. So we'll be back right after this. Halftime here in Mount Vernon, and the Mount Vernon Mountaineers lead it by a score of 34-0. And the way they got those, as we have the scoring summary, was on a 9-yard pass to Darter at the 11:05 mark, and the kick was no good, so the Mountaineers took a 6-0 lead. And then at the 5:36 mark in the first quarter, Prescott on an 8-yard pass from Jones, and the 2-point conversion was no good. Made the score at that point at the 5:36 mark 12-0. Then at the 3:48 mark, Prescott on a 35-yard run, the 2-point conversion was good, and the score at that point was 20-0. Then in the second period, Jones on a 1-yard run, 2-point conversion was good, run the score then to 28-0. And then at the 4:49 mark, Darter on a 20-yard run, the kick was no good, and that's our halftime score, 34-0. So, as far as some other scores or the halftime, oh, I see, we probably ought to go ahead and do the halftime giveaway. So, Chad, why don't you take a good run at that?
Yeah. You all listening to the Aurora Mount Vernon game. The next caller at 489-2277, we will give away 4 Sonic Cheeseburger certificates. 489-2277. Tell them you're listening to the Aurora Mount Vernon game, and we'll try to hook you up, and we'll announce that shortly.
I don't know if you've ever had their cheeseburgers, but they're pretty good. Sonic cheeseburgers,
Oh, yeah.
I've had several of them, and that's why I have to let my belt out occasionally. So we still have about 15 and a half minutes remaining here at the half, and it is homecoming for the Mountaineers, and they lead this by a score of 34-0. Want to remind you also that the score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave a lasting impression. So the next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. So we say choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our community for tomorrow. This message is brought to you by Access Family Care. Access Family Care, one of the many sponsors of Aurora football. Still haven't heard anything yet on the giveaway, so if you have your dialing fingers ready, well, dial up and see if you can't walk away with 4 cheeseburgers from Sonic, and that is that in Aurora, or is that's in Aurora, or is it Monette?
I think you can use them at any of them.
Either. Okay.
I think it's universal.
All right. One of the things that we wanted to run by everybody, and that is, if I can find my notes, we will run that by everybody, is the fact that the Hound Dogs are going to be inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, and want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to either go or hear about that, because that is quite an honor to be inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. And that'll be on October 16th, and it will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the University Plaza Convention Center in Springfield. The Aurora High School football program will be inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. What an honor that is. So, why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and take another break, and we'll come back and have some second half action right after this.
We have a win.
Justice here in Mount Vernon. Halftime extended just a bit here this evening because of homecoming, and going to have the announcement of the homecoming queen, I would assume, here shortly.
I think we already missed that. I think
Oh,
that
did
was
we
at the
really?
beginning during our pregame. They were all cheering for somebody. So
So
I think
didn't know
that's
if they
already announced.
if
and
they
I
would
didn't
make
get it.
that announcement again or not. But at any rate,
We have a winner. We want to congratulate Sadie McMillie. Sadie McMillie, you won 4 Sonic cheeseburger certificates, and we appreciate you listening and everyone calling and bugging the station tonight. Thank you for wherever you're listening, whether it be the Lawrence County region or across the state, whether it's Web TV. And once again, we want to let people know there is 3 ways to listen or watch us. The first one, watch at www.aurorawebtv.com. Listen on your radio, turn your dial to KSWM AM 940, and you can stream us audio at www.radiotalon.com. Scroll down and find the KSWM button and find us. We appreciate everyone tuning in tonight.
well, it's amazing and the technology, the way that we can now tune in and either listen and watch the football games. Just as simple and easy, just to get on your computer to watch it.
I have a history in this rivalry. I have a lot of family from Mount Vernon. My mom's from Mount Vernon. My dad graduated from Aurora. My mom's mom, my mother's mother, graduated from Aurora. My grandpa Ralph Williams graduated from Mount Vernon. I have a lot of cousins. A lot of people tuning in. A lot of alumni. Hopefully Aurora can turn it around the second half. Shout out to Clash of the Cousins and everybody that supports us and listens to us periodically on Friday nights.
You bet. And it can be done. And want to remind you also, and I know we had talked about this, but the first quarter was brought to you by American Roof and Restoration. They have been serving Southwest Missouri since 1993 with residential and commercial roofing options. Give them a call, 417-678-4541. That's 417-678-4541. One of our many sponsors that help bring you Hound Dog football. So the Hound Dogs find themselves down by a score of 34-0, and that was kind of the way it was on the opening night of football. But here, kind of knew that they would probably run into a little bit of a buzzsaw here this evening. But when you're only a couple of minutes in the game and the Mountaineers score the first touchdown of the game, it kind of takes the wind out of your sails.
Yeah. Once again, we tried a little trickery
Yes.
to start the game, and it backfired. Tried an onside kickoff, and it didn't even go 10 yards. So we started in a hole, and Mount Vernon never let up. I unofficially have their quarterback for 15 completions out of 20 attempts for 188 yards and 3 TDs. 4 TDs, I'm sorry. He also had a rushing touchdown. So they've pretty much done what they wanted when they wanted to do it. We have 2 first downs.
Calvin Dawson,
Um, you know,
Gabe
there's
Newman,
not a whole lot to say on the
Landon
offensive
Jones,
side of the football.
Zach
We had a completion
Watts,
of 10, 6, and 5.
Ryan Weaver,
Yeah.
Tyler Moore,
So you're right. There's not a lot to say on the offensive side. Defensively,
Braxton Craig,
they have been out there a lot of this game
Brody
and a
Thompson,
lot in the first half. And
Dalton
it
Hubers.
was in the second quarter before the Hound Dogs got their first down. So it was 3 and out on a lot of plays for the offense. But once they kind of got it clicking there for a while and had it going, but boy, when you run into some penalties, that will take the wind out of your sail. And speaking of wind, really hasn't been that much of a factor here this evening. The wind is coming out of the south-southwest, and it's gusting up to 15, maybe to almost 20 miles an hour. So it has been a factor somewhat because we've seen it on the kickoffs and punts when you have the wind at your back. Why, ball carries a whole lot better than it does kicking into the wind. So, with about 4.5 minutes remaining before the second half gets underway, let's take another break, and we'll be back right after this. Estes and Chad, you have some halftime scores, and some of them are really kind of surprising.
Yeah. Seen where Marshfield is beating Hollister 28-7 at the half. East Newton and Cassville are tied up 7-7 in the third quarter. Lamar and Seneca 0-0 at the half.
Good.
What a slobber knocker there. Still Reed Spring 21-15 at half. Monette's all over Rogersville 39-0. And Matt County's beating Nevada 21-0 at half. So, you know what I was going to say earlier, though, after facing Rogersville last week, that's the most passing that we had seen in, wow, that's nothing compared to what Mount Vernon's done tonight. They've been tossing that rock all over the place.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And they have had the protection as far as their quarterback is concerned. They really have had the good protection for him. Aurora back out on the field along with the Mount Vernon Mountaineers. And we are still, well, there's a little over 30 seconds on the clock, but I think they may put some more time on the scoreboard. They put 20 minutes on the halftime scoreboard tonight, and they did that because of homecoming. And the Mount Vernon band was on the field entertaining here at the half, and they did a pretty good job. Um, I know that the Aurora Hound Dogs band, they do just an outstanding job, and they do um, uh, uh, they get up very early in the morning, don't they, to practice?
They do. They do. You can hear them between 5 and 5:30 a.m. There in the neighborhood. But yeah, a lot of dedication. And we also don't want to forget, and we want to thank Jess Williams again for sitting in this week for
Right.
Aubrey Boatwright while she's out of town on a cross-country meet. So thank you, Jess, for hooking us up tonight and doing that, all that technical stuff that me and Wayne don't know or don't want to mess with.
Yeah, he said, I'm not real technical on this, and I said, you're a whole lot more technical than I am on that. So, at any rate.
It is hard to witness this onslaught at halftime being a fellow Hound Dog, but once again, we have had some success in the second half before on opening that playbook up. Obviously, we got many adjustments to make, but let's start and get ready for second half here and Catholic next week as we go back home for our own homecoming here.
That will be nice next week.
They added 2 more minutes, Wayne.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, they did. They put up 3.
Okay.
And we have been busy running things down here. So still have a little over a minute and a half, almost a minute and 45 seconds before kickoff. And we're going to keep it right here. The score, once again, in case you have missed it, it is 34-0 in favor of the Mountaineers over the Aurora Hound Dogs.
Yeah, Aurora's had trouble moving the ball. We've got a couple first downs, but we just got to keep our defense off the field and find a way to sustain some drives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it is fun to see Aurora and the Hound Dogs as they prepare and come out and execute on
Obviously,
the field.
with only 12 miles separating Aurora and Mount Vernon, very close commute for our fans, but by far out of the Cassville and Lamar games, best turnout for the Aurora fans, and we appreciate everybody coming over tonight.
You bet. Want to remind everybody also that tonight's broadcast of Hound Dog football here on the Talon Sports Network is brought to you in part by the Lawrence County Prevention Team. Lawrence County Prevention Team. So, Hound Dogs out on the field ready to receive this second half kickoff, and we see that the Mountaineers are taking their place. So we are just about set to get this second half underway. Mountaineers will be kicking off, and back is Hall, and here is the boot, and it is a high end-over-end kick going back to the end zone at a foot in the end zone, so it will be brought out to the 20 or 25-yard line. I'm not sure where they'll put this in play. I think the 20-yard line. And that's where they drop it down. And this second half is underway. So let's see if the Hound Dogs can muster up something here in this second half. they sure had some opportunities to move the ball here in this second period, but let's see if they can carry over to the third period. Split the left side, have three receivers out, or I'm sorry, two out to the left and two to the right. Here is Lee back, looking. He is going to throw. It's a wounded duck, and it is picked off at the 40-yard line to the 30, 35 to the 25.
Flag.
Now, flag comes in late, and I'm not sure what this is all about, but it doesn't look good for the defense for the for the Aurora Hound Dogs. Mountaineers took it down to about the 7 or 8 yard line, and don't see what this flag is all about. The official now walking back, holding on Mount Vernon. So that wouldn't have counted anyway. They're going to bring that play back. It depends on where the holding took place on the field as to how much that they will bring this ball back. So they're going to set up shop, it looks like, somewhere around the 20-yard line. No, I'm sorry, the 28-yard line. So it's at the 28-yard line of actually of the Aurora Hound Dogs. Still some confusion on the field. Now we get it straightened out. And splitting the right side and the left side. Here is the quarterback, Jones, and he hands it off to the first back through, and he is going to take it inside the 20 to the 15 to the 10, and inside the 10 all the way down to about the 11, or about the, well, let's see where they're going to spot it, on the 6-yard line. So all the way down to about the 6-yard line. And just like that, the Mountaineers are threatening again. Here they go, splitting the right side. Quarterback waiting for the snap. That is Zach Jones. Waiting, gets it, and he hands off. And here is the
Touchdown.
runner, and he is going to take it in. And I believe that is Shipman. Takes it in from 9 yards out at the 11-14 mark. And, well, they're going to say it was Martin. That takes it in at the 11-14 time period. And they will try the kick. So,
yeah, the lack of depth and inexperience there by the Hound defense. A couple defenders are trying to arm tackle, and I don't know how much he weighs. 200-pound junior, you're not going to arm tackle him. I'm sorry.
Now here's the snap, and it is bobbled, and so that's going to nullify that play. So a 9-yard run by, was that Darter?
No, it was Braden Martin.
Martin.
41.
So a 9-yard run by Martin, and the kick was no good. And that runs the score to 40-0. 40-0. And Cassville, I didn't hear that. I didn't know if they had scored again or not.
I didn't either. They're shooting T-shirts again over here.
Boy, they shot that one all the way out of the park.
And the infamous mercy clock will be running with 11:14 left in the third quarter.
Yep, and let's see if we can get that stopped.
And give a special shout out to my stepdad. My mom, I hope, being nice to him tonight in this 40-0 game, listening in Oklahoma. Anyway, I wanted to tell him hi and sorry for the onslaught here.
Well, that's, they say, is part of the growing pains that we must go through sometimes. Here's the kick, and it is sailing down to about the 1, picked up to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, out to about the 20, crosses the 20. And that's where the Aurora Hound Dogs will put it in play.
24, Alex Watts.
So the
Aurora football first down.
specialty team comes off the field, and the Hound Dogs set it up in play
From their own 20-yard
at
line.
the 20-yard line. That's where they say his knee hit. So out comes Mr. Jay Lee to lead this offense as he gets under
Come on,
center,
dogs.
waiting for the snap, and he gets it and is straight ahead out to almost to 25, and they say that he did get to 25, so 5-yard gain on the play. So that'll bring up 2nd and 5 from the 25. Split the right side, and that is Rollman coming out to the right side. And with 2 backs in the backfield, under center is Jay Lee, waiting for the snap, looking over the defense. Now he calls the play, and he hands it off straight ahead, and that is, I believe, was that Savage? It was
Savage again.
straight ahead, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards, about 3 on the play, and bring up 3rd and a couple. 3rd and 2.
Cassville just took the lead 14-7 over East Newton Wayne, and Seneca and Lamar are tied 8-8 in the 3rd quarter.
Oh my goodness. Well, here we go. Big 3rd down play. Here is the motion, and across the line is
First down.
Jay Lee, and he got the first down. Great. They're going to spot the ball way out to about the 38-yard line, and that's where they're going to say he was down at the 39. So it's 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Out goes.
That was unofficially the longest offensive play for the Hound Dogs tonight, Wayne.
Out goes Jordan, and in comes, I believe, Roas. So waiting for the snap is Lee. He is back. Good protection for him, and the ball is caught, and it's going to be brought down at right at the first down marker. Let's see where they do they give it to him? Yes, they do. So that's a first down. First down for the Aurora Hound Dogs. 8 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock. To the line of scrimmage. Here they come. Split the right side. And that is the freshman, I believe. And here is motion. And around the right side comes the ball carrier. Hit as he crosses midfield. Gets all the way down
Good
to
run by
about
Hall.
the 43-yard line. So it was Hall that carried the ball.
You know, Wayne, I don't know if it's an injury or something else, but I've noticed number 22, Brody Sims,
Yes.
has not been in, I think, since the opening drive.
Well, we
I've
know
been waiting to see. I see him still on the sideline, but I don't know if there's an injury there or not. But he has been a key player in the Hounds
these
offense.
freshmen. Here's a handoff straight ahead, and I believe that is Rollman, and he is going to cross
Another
the
first down.
the 35 to down about the, well, they're going to say just short of the 34-yard line. So another first down. Good going, guys. But that was a good hole that opened up. It closed quickly, but good job by the offensive line.
First and 10 from the 35.
Under center is Jay Lee as he is waiting for the snap. And down the right side he goes, and the ball is caught but lost out of bounds. I think that's incomplete. So it's going to bring up second down. They just
I think that was intended for Floyd.
so bring up 2nd and 10 from the 35. So the Hound Dogs looking at some offense for the first time in this game, moving the ball very well. Here is motion by Rollman, and he gets the pitch, and back he
Good
goes
move by
down to
Rollman.
the 30,
Oh.
to the 25. I
throw a
think he has
flag?
the first down as he crosses the 25-yard line, and they're going to mark him down at about the 24-yard line.
I thought they called a flag on Patterson out there, but it looks like no. Another first down.
So they're going to say that the ball is on the 21-yard line. 6 minutes and 25 seconds. He went out of bounds, so they don't have the turbo clock running yet. Ball now they do. Now the clock is going. Here is motion by Rollman, and here is coming back the other way. And oh boy, it is stood up and buried at the line of scrimmage, so may have lost about a yard on the play.
That was Hall for. They're going to get no gain, or what are they going to say on that?
He lost a yard on
Lost
the
a
play.
yard. Okay.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 11. Ball on the 22-yard line. 5 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock here in this third period. Jaley under center, looking the defense over. One back. Here's motion by Rollman. He is going down the right side, looking, and now he cuts it up and intercepted. So, well, sometimes that's as good as a kick. But they brought it back to about the 35-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood. And
we got down to the 22, almost in the red zone. And
yep. And that's one of those things. That's a part of football.
And we've watched Jay this year. We know he's a competitor. He's trying to make something happen his senior year in this Bell Bowl and try to crack. We didn't score against them last year. Trying to crack the code and get on the scoreboard. And now there's a official timeout.
Yep, official time. Well, actually, Mountaineers called a timeout. So they have 2 left. 5 minutes and 16 seconds remaining here in this third period. 40-0 in favor of Mount Vernon. And let's see if they start maybe letting some of the underclassmen play. And I'm talking about the Mountaineers.
I think ours are already in.
So, yeah, maybe maybe we'll have an interception of our own. It could happen. It could happen. I would really like to see the Mountaineers score. Or I mean the Dogs score. The Mountaineers have the ball. Here they come out to the line of scrimmage. And looks like the quarterback is Mason Bailey. So I don't know if he pronounces it Bailey or Bali. So here's the snap, and keeps it straight ahead. Gets out to about the 40-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down.
He's saying Bailey.
Bailey.
I think that's what the announcer said.
It's going to pick up about 9 yards on the play, so they mark it down on the 41-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd and short. Clock still running. And there is 14 seconds on the play clock. So they line it up. So Bailey, the quarterback, in motion, and he hands it off to the first back through, and he is going to be hit and dropped. And looks like he has the first down. Just needed a couple of yards.
You know, what a game for Jones, though, going out, Zach Jones.
Yes.
2 touchdowns to Darter, 2 touchdowns to Prescott. Ran one in himself. I mean, if he's not going for some accolades in the Big 8, what a game.
That is true. Bailey with the snap, and here's the ball carrier. He gets away from a tackle, and they had him in the backfield, and I think that was Savage.
It was, and he had his head down. He made the contact, but he didn't wrap up.
And that
instead of a 3-yard loss, it was a 4-yard gain.
So he gained really 7 yards on the play because he had him 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So here we go. The Mountaineers up to the line of scrimmage, waiting on the snap. In motion. Here is a handoff straight ahead. And again,
He wrapped him up that time, didn't he?
He did. And Savage grabbed him that time and threw him to the ground.
Old Torres was in there again. He's
So
made some plays.
he's going to gain about 4 yards on the play. So that'll bring up second and about 6 from the 46-yard line. Waiting for the snap is Bailey. So he is in at quarterback now. In motion was Strong. Here is the snap and around the right side. First down yardage, run out of bounds inside the 45-yard line down to about the 44 is about where they'll put it in play, but that's a first down for the Mountaineers.
I mean, I'm looking out here, Wayne. You got Wittenborn, sophomore, Floyd, freshman, Anderson, sophomore. I mean, they're having to grow up fast out here on this varsity.
Yes, that they
Friday
are.
Night Lights.
That they are, but look what the future holds.
Yeah.
Here is a handoff to the first back through, and he's going to get inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line.
Savage, another sophomore. I mean, they're outnumbered and still battling, and they're still hitting.
Second down and about 4 to the line of scrimmage. Here come the Mountaineers, and now we have 2 men in motion. Now they split the right side. Waiting for the snap is Bailey. He gets it, hands it off to the first back through, and he is going to be hit and dropped back at the 40-yard line.
Good job by freshman Jackson Klein.
So
holding on.
Yeah, he did a very good job. And as you say, the freshmen and sophomores
unheard of.
pretty much dominated this football team this year, and they are getting their baptism under fire. Well, we have right at the 1 minute mark. As the 1 minute mark approaches, now we are under 1 minute as Bailey waits for the snap. Calling signals, he gets it, hands it off to the first back through, and he is going to have the first down inside the 30-yard line. So he's going to get down to about the 28, and that's the first down. So the Mountaineers on the move. I think they have about 12 seniors through the Mountaineers, and somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think, about 10 or 12 freshmen. And they are getting some playing time, the freshmen and sophomores. Here we go to the line of scrimmage with 14 seconds on the clock, so this will probably be the last play of the third period. Here's a pass out into the flats, and it is caught inside the 25 to down about the 20-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of about 4 yards on the play. And that's going to do it. So that's the end of the third period. And the score, the end of the third period, the Mountaineers 40 and the Hound Dogs from Aurora nothing. We'll be back right after this message. We prepare for this fourth period, and the score 40-0 in favor of the Mountaineers from Mount Vernon. So they will have the ball. 2nd and 1. The ball is on the 20-yard line. Don't know about the weather, but the wind has been not much of a factor. It has been a little factor because it's coming out of the south-southwest. And the kickoffs by the Mount Vernon Mountaineers have sailed most of the time into the end zone. Well, here we go. It's 2nd and 1 from the 20-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Here's the snap around the left side. We go now. Reverses into the end zone, and that is going to be Mr. Bailey as he takes it in. Started down the left side, turned, and came back to the right. And just like that, at the 11:40 mark, Mr. Bailey on a 9-yard run.
Mountaineers.
On a 9-yard run, they will try for the kick to see if they can push this up to 47-0. So waiting for the snap. And finally they get it. And now the kick is up and it is no good.
Wide
Way
left.
off to the left. So no kick.
Yeah, I can't stress it enough, folks. We have 5 seniors, one's out for the season, 4 seniors playing, 4 juniors. We have 11 sophomores, 9 freshmen. So I am proud of the ones that are out there playing and giving it their all. But it's a very young, undersized, inexperienced team. So
10 minutes and about 20 seconds on the clock, and it's what they call the turbo clock, so it probably will not turn off until this game is over, unless the Hound Dogs can get a couple of scores. And that's what they did last week. They waited till the 4th quarter and then pushed 3 scores across. So here we go. Both teams ready. Ball is teed up. Back will be Brendan Hall in the middle to receive this kick. Here's the kick coming, and it's a high, short kick coming down to about the 8-yard line around the right side, crossing the 20 to the 25 out to about the 30.
like about Mason Patterson for another 20-some yard return.
They will put it in play.
Okay. 8-8. Lamar and Seneca still tied up in the 3rd. Still trying to search for some finals. Hollister still losing 28-7. Cassville still leading East Newton 14-7.
Well, I'm wondering about that Cassville game because they scored often against Aurora, and they don't seem to be putting much effort out tonight. Maybe that's not it.
Well, I know they've had an injury or two.
Yes, they have.
Sammy was telling me Mr. Preddy only had 3 carries. He was banged up last week.
Oh.
And don't know how much he's playing tonight.
Yeah.
I remember he was a big Wildcat in our side
right.
First game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that first down play gained about 3 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and a short 7, maybe a long 8. Ball on the 33-yard line. Here is Jay Lee under center, and actually that is going to be Patterson under center. And here's the end around to Hall. Hall carries out to about the 30-yard line, so he's going to pick up positive yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd, and we'll call it about 9. 3rd and about 9 as the Hound Dogs to the line of scrimmage. 46-0 in favor of Mount Vernon. Split the left side, split the right side. Two backs in the backfield. Here is the handoff straight ahead, and to about the 36-yard line or 37, and that'll bring up fourth down. And let's see what they do. It may just go ahead and run a play. So you're down by a lot, and it's 4th and 4. So let's see if we can't pick up this 4. Here is Jay Lee, and he's going to do the punting. So dropping back is one of the Mountaineers. So Jay Lee waiting for the snap. He finally gets it, and he boots it, and it's a short end-over-end kick, hitting at about the 40-yard line of Mount Vernon, and bouncing down, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. So that's where the Mountaineers will put it in play, and a official says start the clock, and they do. They start the clock, and Mount Vernon will put it in play on their own 37-yard line. Split the left side, right side is split, and we shall see what they do. Here is Bailey, the quarterback, and he hands off to the first back through. He'll get maybe a yard on the play. He's going to be brought down by Savage at the 34-yard line. So he only gained a yard on the play. It brings up 2nd and 9. 5 minutes and now under 40 seconds left in this ball game. To the line of scrimmage, here are the Mountaineers. They split the left side by 3 and 1 on the right. Here is the handoff in the backfield, and he is going to be thrown back for a loss of about a yard or so. And they're going to say that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. So back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10, and we are just about to approach the 5-minute mark left in this ball game. And now we are under 5 minutes. Here's the snap and the handoff straight ahead and across the 35 to about the 36, maybe the 37. Let's see where they spot it. But that'll bring up 4th and about 6. 4th and about 6. So they will bring in the punting team, it looks like. And dropping back, I believe that is Dante Floyd. Well, let's see if that is him now.
Patterson and Floyd. Or
yeah.
Patterson back. They moved Floyd up, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They moved Floyd up, and now Patterson is back to receive this punt. There is the snap. There's a high end-over-end kick. It's going to be short, hit, and goes all the way down. Boy, they got a great roll. It's going to go down to about the 27-yard line or 26-yard line, and that's where Aurora will put it in play on their own 26-yard line.
I see some freshmen for Mount Vernon out there now. Good for Coach Cox to let everybody play and get some playing time.
You betcha. Learning experience for everybody. So, with running the 3 or 4 plays that Mount Vernon will run, that should just about do it. There's 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this ball game in the 4th period. And stepping up will be Mason Patterson, as he is going to be the quarterback. And with 3 seconds on the play clock, and they do get the snap. And here is the pitch back to Patterson and I should say Hall. And Patterson flipped it to him. He gets all the way out to the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
Say he stepped out of bounds.
You 24 on that?
So it's about 24 yards. So that'll bring up first down. First down for the Hound Dogs. 2 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock. Patterson waiting for the snap as he looks over the defense in motion. Here is the handoff straight ahead.
Wow.
And that is Hall. And he gets down inside the 40 now to about the 37-yard line. That's a first down. 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. So waiting for the call is Patterson. He gets the call from the sidelines, and we are under 2 minutes. Still lots of time on the play clock. Here come the Hound Dogs. Split the left side, and that is Wittenborn in motion, and that is Hall. And handoff straight ahead. I don't know if that is
That was Savage for
Savage
three.
or not, and it was Savage. As he lowered his head, and I mean, he took a couple of people with him. He picked up about 3 on the play, make it second down and 7. Split the right.
Sure miss Ian Jackson tonight.
Oh yeah, split the right side in Wittenborn, and one back in the backfield. In motion is Floyd, and he's going to throw, and there's a man open, and that is Hall down the sidelines and knocked out of bounds. He goes as he gets inside the 25, down to about the 23-yard line, maybe the 22. So I think that's where they'll spot it on the 22 with 54 seconds left. Come on, boys, you can get this thing in the end zone.
Throw it. Can they hear me? 45 seconds and counting.
Here we go to the line of scrimmage, split the right side, and that is Wittenborn. And now he goes over to the left side.
32 seconds. 4 on the game play clock.
This may be the last play of the game. So down the right side is, I believe, that
Floyd.
is Floyd. Boy, he gets inside the 5-yard line. Call timeout. Come on, guys.
Can you, Coach? Call one. No, he was supposed to go home.
Yeah, and that's going to do it. So at 7 seconds on the clock, they're going to walk it off, and that's going to do it. So the score is going to be
I want to use a timeout.
46-0. They could have scored, but they chose not to call the timeout and run up the score. So 46-0 in favor of the Mountaineers here this evening over the Aurora Hound Dogs. So let's take a break, and we'll be back to bring you some final stats right after this. in Mount Vernon, Missouri, and the Hound Dogs taking on the Chin tonight, 46-0. And but you really have to hand it to them. They continue to fight. They continued to play a lot of underclassmen here this evening, and really, Chad, that's what it's going to take. These underclassmen to get out there and play. And yeah, this year they may take it on the chin several times, but look what the future holds for this football program, and I think it holds very well for them because when you have as many freshmen and sophomores that's out playing and I mean digging in and playing, it bodes well for this football program.
Yeah, you know, here a couple weeks ago, I asked Coach Weldy. He couldn't even tell me when the last time Aurora didn't have a JV. So to see these young men, freshman, sophomore, I mean, normally you'd be elite if you were even getting to dress out with the freshmen on a Friday night.
Right.
But uh, it's a way of life this year for Aurora football, and we are taking some growing pains, and like you said, some tonight is on the chin. Um, Luckily, it's only 12-mile trip, but that bus ride is going to be a long one for the Hounds tonight, just
Yeah.
because with everything led up to this, hoping we could come over here and make a game out of it, and right from the get-go, we were behind the eight ball.
Well, um, that is true. Yes, and we were because they scored really 1 minute into
54 seconds
yeah,
into the game or
right.
something.
right at 1 minute, and so that put them behind the eight ball, and from there it was all downhill. Do you have some halftime score or some scores for
I'm
us?
still looking for some finals. Matt County beat Nevada 35-0. Monette's beating Rogersville 39-7. Cassville is ahead of East Newton 21-7 in the fourth. I'm still Reed Spring is up 28-15. There was 29 total points scored in the first quarter of that game,
Good night.
but Reed Springs is winning 28-15. And last I saw, Marshfield was still beating Hollister 28-7. There was the Lamar. I'm looking for that because it was Seneca 15, Lamar 11 in the fourth quarter. So that was 8-0, 8-8. That's been a intriguing game to say the least.
You're not a kidding, to say the least, because look how dominant that Lamar has been over the years.
Yes. And Reed Spring, beating Catholic. That's the Hounds' next opponent next week. We'll see how we can respond from this loss. Uh, we've seen it, Wayne. We have not played good on the road.
Well,
For that little spurt in Lamar in the fourth quarter where we had a couple onside kicks and
right.
scored, we have been behind every game on the road early, and that also shows inexperience in a young team.
Absolutely, yes.
Next week, I would be willing to bet that it'll be a better game and a good game, and uh, we've played good at home. With being homecoming, there should be a lot of fans coming up with. What would that be like? The week or two right before the Hall of Fame inductions. So
Yes.
that'll be interesting.
A couple of weeks before that.
And hopefully, I don't know with Brody Sims. I didn't see him come back in the game, but hopefully we don't have any injuries to report. And I don't know if we're going to catch up with Coach tonight. We'll have to kind of wait. And I'm trying to keep an eye out to see if he heads this way, but so far I can't tell.
Yeah, it's hard to say, and sometimes they'll have maybe a player or two come up and visit with us, but I think tonight maybe he'll call that off, and I am like you. I doubt that we see him coming up here. So why don't we do this? Why don't we take another small break and then see if he is going to make his way up here. If he does, fine. If he doesn't, that's understandable.
Right.
And we'll take a break and we'll be back to wrap it up right after this. with Chad Estes and bringing you the bad news here this evening. 46-0 in favor of the Mountaineers. And it had a lot of makings in this ball game, as when we say had a lot of makings, a lot leading up to this ball game. And these two teams know each other extremely well, and both part of the Big 8 Conference and have been for quite some time. And they are rivals from the very get-go, and it may be that Mount Vernon won here in football, but Aurora will put out 5 guys on the basketball floor. They had a
Right.
pretty darn good team last year, and we'll see what holds up again this year. So,
Yeah. I mean, hey, we were. They've had a good thing going the last couple years. You know, listening to Tom Cox's interview on the coach's corner, he said there wasn't no mistake when they split the divisions that they kept Aurora and Mount Vernon together. Uh, he, in his opinion, that was one of the criterias. We don't play Seneca and Cassville and Monette every year, but
right,
the one common foe for Aurora is Mount Vernon when they split that east and west. For those of you that aren't aware, the Big 8 conference has 14 teams in it, but it's still called the Big 8. But
right.
there's 7 in the east and 7 in the west. But there's no mistake that they wanted that rivalry to continue. And of course tonight, I hate to say hats off to Mount Vernon. Heard a lot of fireworks, a lot of
Right.
sirens. I wasn't responsible for none of them. And we're going to sneak out of here tonight and try to get home, Wayne.
Well, I want to remind you once again, tonight's broadcast of Hound Dog Football here on the Talon Sports Network is brought to you in part by Lawrence County Prevention Team. So they are one of many of the sponsors that have brought you Hound Dog Football here this evening. Also want to remind you that the score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave a lasting impression. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our community for tomorrow. This message was brought to you by Access Family Care. So that's going to do it here tonight, and I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. For my partner Chad, and we want to say thank you for listening, and hope you will tune in next week. So long, everyone.